life, man, of the incarnation. So I was just out here in nature, reading the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, specifically the translation by Sri Swami Satchidananda. Sri Swami Satchidananda. Yo, them Indian niggas, bro, I love the Sanskrit language and just their names and all of that, man. Just the names that they have the most unique names over there in India. The Hindus, they got the most unique names. Like my nigga name, Sri Swami Satchidananda. Now, Sri, I'm not exactly sure what that means. I would have to go back and find out. But Swami is a Sanskrit word which means a spiritual guru or a spiritual teacher. For me, also 80 degrees in New York today. It's the hottest day of the year so far. I'm loving it, man. I was just out here in nature for a couple hours. I'm headed back now, but spend the day in nature. It's beautiful. But anyways, I'm just kind of just speaking whatever comes to my mind, pretty much. But I'm reading the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, one of the Vedic texts that come from India, from the Hindus. And I feel something within me in my genetics, my DNA, something like that, is very drawn to the Hindus, very drawn to India. You know what I'm saying? Especially them women, especially Indian women. Oh my God. Beautiful, and on top of being beautiful, they spiritual, divine women that have their mind on God, which is just, bruh. I love women, man. But the type of women I really love is women who are not only beautiful women, you know, feminine, they have that radiance about them, but also the women who are devoted and have their minds set on the higher things of life, of existence, on God, you know what I'm saying, on all of that. That's what I really love. And I guess it's genetic or something. But anyways, let me get back on topic. I'm just really speaking my mind right now. So I'm reading Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and many things came to my mind, such as I realized that when it comes to the spiritual path, meditation really is all that you truly need. As in, or rather, all you really need is meditation, and then everything that comes after meditation is essentially reminders or confirmation that, yeah, you're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Because the true understanding is to understand that all is truly within yourself, and that you have all knowledge within you right now as we speak. It's an intrinsic part of you. It's always been that way since the time that you was born as a baby. Even before then, even before you was born. You know what I mean? When you was in the womb, like it was always, it's an intrinsic part of each and every single one of us. Now, I say that because I'm reading these Yoga Sutras, right? And it's just just great wisdom. Great wisdom teachings, just talking about a whole bunch of just spiritual truths. And me, I'm a person that meditate. Now, I haven't been meditating as much lately, you know what I mean, as I used to before. But when I first got on the spiritual path, really, you know what I mean, back in 2019, that's the time when I was seriously dedicated. I was meditating every day for like months type shit, you know what I mean? For months, meditating every day. and being on the spiritual path, acquiring knowledge and all that, very, very intensely. And I still do. I'm still on the spiritual path, of course. I still meditate. I still do all these things, but I have not as frequently as I did before. I kind of changed up my kind of way of moving in a way. You know what I'm saying? So, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, some things that came to my mind from reading that I kind of want to just sum up in this video and just give to you without you having to sit down and read for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I kind of just want to sum everything up and just give it to you straight like that in just a few minutes. You know what I mean? So, the first thing you need to understand is that meditation will reveal all things that you need to know about yourself to yourself. You know what I mean? Within yourself is the knower, the known, and the perceiver, and all that different type of stuff. So now, with that understanding, it's simply understanding that after meditation comes simply the confirmation and the, I guess you could say, reminders to your consciousness, to your mind, to your spirit of who and what you are, and, you know what I'm saying, all the different things that you know intrinsically, but may not have a conscious awareness of. So something that Patanjali was saying in one of those Yoga Sutras in book 1 that I was reading was how people come onto the spiritual path and they get real excited and they get real just like, boom, they on it, right? But then after a while, and you know, most people, when they get on the spiritual path, at first they very intense. Most people, when they first come into, you know, you first have a spiritual awakening, you break out the matrix and all that shit, right? You have these intense realizations, and next thing you know, your entire life change, your lifestyle change, and you just start moving entirely differently, shit like that, right? So Patanjali was talking about that, and then he was saying how after a while, what happens to most people who get on the spiritual path like that is they end up falling off. At some point in their path, at some point in their journey, they end up falling off. So why? And what does that mean, falling off? It means like at some point in their journey they find themselves coming from this high place where they like illumination, oh, spiritual awakening, oh my God, breaking out the matrix, oh my God, yo, I can't believe, yo, there's GMO foods and goddamn, oh shit, I'm God, oh this, all these different, these huge realizations that you have about life, about yourself and all that. Most people, and it's a common thing, maybe not most people, but it's a common thing, he was saying, on the spiritual path, you fall off at some point, and you may hit rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? You may lose everything. You may you may go through some real traumatic shit that just bring you all the way down. And this is a common thing. But why though? He was explaining how it's understanding that with the nature of the mind, there are these things called the 3 gunyas, or the 3 gunas. And there's something I was thinking about before too. There's a rapper named Gunna too. But hold on, I'm gonna get into that in a minute. And this is some very spiritual shit with him. But there's these things in Hinduism called the 3 gunas, or the 3 gunas, whatever. Now the 3 gunas are sattva, tamas, and rajas. Now the 3 gunas, they represent the 3 natures of the mind, the 3 basic main qualities of the mind, which is this. Raja is the energetic aspect of the mind, meaning Raja is when a person is like when they run in a marathon, when they when they actively working out, when they actively playing a ball game, some sports or something, or they just hyper energetic. They just can't sit still. You know what I'm saying? When you be sitting down and like your legs is moving and shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you got that anxiety in your head and your legs start moving and shaking. That's like Raja right there. That's the energetic quality of the mind. You know what I'm saying? That's the energetic quality of the mind. It's a natural thing that we all have. But then after that is this thing called tamas. Now, tamas is essentially the opposite of rajas. So with tamas, the thing with that is, it's the aspect of the mind which is the opposite of energetic, of that hyper energetic, energizer bunny state, being inertia or like laziness, just like not wanting to do nothing, just kick back, lay back, I don't want to do nothing, like having a lack of ambition, a lack of motivation, a lack of inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Just want to just chill, lay back, kick back, just lay in bed all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? That would be tamas, which is just what I just described to you. Is just I'm describing that to you as a quality of the mind. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, the last one is sattva. So sattva would be essentially the balance between tamas and rajas. You know what I mean? But this is a third quality of the mind. A balance, meaning it's like when a person is doing yoga, for example. You know what I mean? If you ever seen a girl, I mean guys too, but like in my mind, I think like a woman doing some yoga, right? She's like actively doing yoga, right? Actively doing the stretches and the poses and all the different type of stuff. But she's not like an Energizer bunny doing it, right? You're not like an Energizer bunny just bouncing all over the place doing yoga specifically. You know what I mean? All those poses and stuff. It's kind of like a nice balance between being energetic and moving in terms of, doing all the poses and stuff, but also at the same time, it has a little bit of the tamas in it, being that it's very chill, very tranquil. And that kind of perfect balance between the two is sattva. You know what I'm saying? That's what sattva is. It's that aspect of the mind which just kind of wants to in a way chill, not necessarily be lazy or lack ambition or motivation, but that aspect of the mind that just wants to kind of just chill. You know what I'm saying? So Patanjali was talking about how these three aspects, these are the main natures that we have. You know what I mean? And it's not only just us, but the animals, everything shares these same qualities, intrinsic qualities of the mind. You know what I mean? And he was explaining how these things that the spiritual practitioner, without mastery over the three gunyas, meaning the three natural states and qualities of the mind, you know what I mean? Without mastery over these things, and without cultivating a non-attachment to the gunas or the gunyas, whatever. I'm gonna say gunas, a non-attachment to the gunas. Then what you will find is that your mind will always find its way back to one of the three, or maybe all three at once. You know what I'm saying? Maybe all three at once, or two at once, or one at once. You know what I mean? Whatever. Your mind will always find its way back to it. That's the natural state of the mind. You know what I'm saying? And this also increases based upon you being on your spiritual journey. If you find yourself at a place where you maybe lose sight of the goal, You know what I mean? Or you lose interest in like just sitting down and meditating for hours or something, or sitting down and just, you know, I'm realizing all these different things and contemplating upon these things. You lose interest in these things. And the thing about that is, the natural state of the mind is that when the mind loses sight on God, then the mind will naturally start to seek out pleasure. You know what I mean? When you lose sight of purpose, when you lose sight of God, when you lose sight of the higher things, you know what I'm saying, the higher missions of life, then naturally the mind will start to seek out pleasure, you know what I mean, and all the sense enjoyment, you know what I mean, like different exciting experiences and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you'll start to seek out just the next, like you go down a roller coaster. Oh, okay, damn, that shit was fun. Okay, what's the next? What we doing next? This next. You know what I'm saying? Like the mind will naturally start to seek out just exciting sense experiences when it loses sight of the true higher goal. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of that most people who get on the spiritual path, they end up losing sight of the path, of themselves, whatever you want to call it, right? Peep the view though. This shit fire, nigga. Peep the view though, this shit fire. Anyways, so yeah, that's something I read that Patanjali was talking about, and I find that I experienced that myself. I experienced going through a point where I just wasn't meditating for a long time, and I got back into old bad habits I had, like binging, playing video games for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Not only that, but also masturbating, you know what I'm saying? Like I was on semen retention before, and like being on semen retention or celibacy, whatever, was a very spiritual thing for me. You know what I mean? But then I found myself just saying, fuck it. Got back into, you know, fucking girls and masturbating and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just letting out seeds for no reason. And the thing about it is like this, and this is the thing about the spiritual path too, is that when you on the spiritual path, I'm gonna walk this way. The thing is, when you on the spiritual path, oh shit, nigga. Oh, hold up. Oh, no, I'm not trying to bust my ass. All right, let me not walk this way. Oh, that's some steep ass. Let me not do that. All right, but yeah, this is the thing about the spiritual path, right? I wish I could flip my camera, but to show y'all what I'm talking about. Oh, what I was talking about just now, but it was some goddamn. All right, but yeah, the thing is about the spiritual path, right? Well, I'm about to post up over here. Oh yeah, this is a wavy ass spot right here. Oh yeah, we here. Peep the view though. Peep the view though. This shit fire. But yeah, this is the thing about the spiritual path. In fact, I'm gonna keep moving. This is the thing about the spiritual path, right? Is that when you on the spiritual path and you gain a heightened state of awareness, like you get in tune with the God that's within you. You get in tune with the God within you, and you realize that you yourself, after a certain period of time, whatever, you realize that you yourself are God, right? And the thing about it is, like, when you get this heightened state of awareness from being on the spiritual path, then what comes along with that is you find that when you find yourself doing the bullshit, aka things that you know are not conducive to your growth and your evolution, truly, and you just doing these things because it bring you some sort of pleasure or something like that, which I'm about to elaborate on a little bit more right now, then you kind of feel it. You feel it even more, like, you know what I'm saying? You kind of feel that shit more. Like, you feel the damn, bro, I shouldn't be doing this shit. What the fuck good with me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel that even more to a heightened level that maybe more than other people may, because you know, like, you know better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, type shit, right? You know. So now the thing about the pleasure thing, right? There's a thing about it also that came to my mind. Patanjali was talking about how we seek out pleasure, right? A lot of us have attachment to certain pleasures based upon our identification with, like, we look at pleasure as happiness. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, a lot of people, like, say a person who has a lot of sex, for example, guy or girl, whoever, a person who has a lot of sex, right? You seek out all of this sex over and over and over again. Obviously, sex is one of the most pleasurable experiences that we have in this human experience, right? Like, sex, right? So you seek out all this sex, fucking, always fucking. But because you seeking, subconsciously, you seeking some form of higher or deeper fulfillment from the experience. You know what I'm saying? You're seeking some type of deeper form of intimacy, deeper form of, like, yourself type shit. You know what I'm saying? Deeper form of, oh, this is wavy. Somebody wrote some shit in the sand. I don't know what that say. But yeah, like, oh, but yeah, what that say? Hold on. It say, she a baddie. It say, she a baddie. No baddie. What? She a baddie, she know she a 10. Damn, shout out Ice Spice, nigga. Goddamn. But yeah, like, you see, like, niggas be fucking, like, and women too, guys, girls be fucking a lot of stuff like that, right? Because you seek, a lot of times, from you having so much sex, you seeking a deeper level of fulfillment, a deeper level of intimacy and stuff like that. But what really are you really looking for? It's like, what you're really looking for is a deeper sense of yourself, a deeper sense of fulfillment in life, a deeper sense of happiness and stuff. And you do these acts like that in a pursuit of trying to find that happiness, that deeper happiness. You know what I mean? Like, you try to find that deeper happiness from doing these things. But you find that you never really truly ever find that. Therefore, you find yourself constantly doing it over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you get addicted. But what really is addicted? Addiction is simply just like an egoistic identification with pleasure and mistaking pleasure for happiness or for what you really trying to get. You know what I'm saying? You keep going back to this thing over and over and over again because of the good feeling that it brings to you. Because what you really seek is something deeper. You know what I'm saying? But this thing, it brings you, like, it's like you trying to go 10 feet deep, for example, right? What you really want is to go 10 feet deep. But when you do this thing, it brings you 3 feet deep. But then you think, damn, in my normal everyday life, I only go 1 feet deep. But when I do this, it brings me 3 feet deep. But low key, I really want to go 10 feet deep. But yo, this brings me the closest to that 10 feet. So you keep returning to that thing over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And that's what addiction is. But then there's this other thing, the opposite of addiction being aversion, which is, once again, still attachment. You know what I mean? You're still in your ego. You're still in that egotistical mind. Aversion. But what I mean by aversion is like this. You may find out, like, a goddamn crackhead or a person who's addicted to sex. Let's say a crackhead. Let's say you a crackhead. You addicted to crack. And then you stop smoking crack. You like, nah, this shit fucking my life up. Oh, nah, fuck this shit. I'm done with it. And then next thing you know, because you like, oh, in your head, you like, oh, this shit fucking my life up. Fuck crack. And then next thing you know, you build up this aversion to crack. Like, you like, nah, fuck crack. That's some bullshit. I hate crack. I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, your mind, you find yourself in your mind thinking, okay, don't do crack, fuck crack, I hate crack. Like, over and over and over again in your mind, right? right? I bring up crack because like I keep thinking of like that Dave Chappelle skit. Y'all niggas watch Chappelle show with Tyrone Biggums, yo, bro. So I remember the first time I ever seen that when I was a kid. That shit had me crying, bro. But anyways, yeah, like you think that you like, hey, I hate it, this is that. But now you went from an attachment to the pleasure that it brings to you to now being attached to trying to get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like all you did was just switch your attachment. You didn't really truly fix the problem. All you did was in a way suppress it and try to, like, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, and then what happens from this? You find yourself getting back on the crack. You find yourself getting back on the drugs. You find yourself relapsing. Why? Because you never truly got rid of it. You never truly got to the roots of it. You never really truly got to the root of it, which is this. Now that I'm about to get into, you never got to the root of your addiction, the root of your problem. The root of your problem being simply on a subtle level. It all stems from ego. But then on a deeper level, the root of it all stems from the simple fact that you're identifying with the flesh. You're identifying with the mind. You have a mind identification and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when in reality, you're beyond this. You are God. You know what I mean? You are God. You are the creator. Like, all of us are God. The collective, all of us, we are God. It's, you know what I mean? Like, you're beyond just the body. You're beyond just the mind. You are not the mind. You're not the body. You are beyond all of that. You feel me? But then you find yourself identifying with the body, identifying with the thoughts that you have. You know what I'm saying? You get a thought, like, let's say you really like sex and shit. Or like, I'm gonna talk about myself. Me, like masturbating and shit. I was addicted, bruh. A nigga was addicted to, like, I love porn and sex and shit for years. Addicted to porn and sex and all that for years, bro. Years, my nigga. But why though? It's cause, bruh. In my mind, what would happen? In my mind, damn, she bad. Damn, a nigga horny. Damn, I'm trying to fuck. Damn, all these different thoughts come in my head. And then what do? Oh shit, man, I could call up this girl and that girl, whatever. Oh nah, or damn, I don't, or maybe I don't got a girl. Oh fuck, shit, a nigga horny. Shit, a nigga this, shit, a nigga that, shit, a nigga this, or whatever. Nigga, damn, I'm trying to get my dick sucked. I'm trying to fuck. I'm trying to get some cheeks. And next thing you know, what I'll do, I'll just go on some porn website, let out the energy. And then after I let out the energy, I'll look at myself and be like, damn, why the fuck did I do that? That's not what I really wanted. But why did I do it? Is because I'm listening and giving into these different thoughts that's coming in my mind based upon what's happening in my biology, what's happening in my hormones and shit, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? When in reality, it's like, bruh, I'm far beyond that. But in the moment, I'm out of tune with the awareness of me being far beyond that, and I'm just tuning in and tapping in with the different thoughts that's coming to my mind, the different thoughts that's in my mind and stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of having a firm foundation in my mind that, yo, it don't matter what type of thoughts and feelings and emotions, whatever come to me, that is not who I am. I'm the one that's perceiving that. I'm the one that's watching these different thoughts and different shit come across my mind. I'm not the one that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you create a thought. For example, like, I like cats. I just said that randomly in my head. I like cats. I had the thought, I like cats, right? But it's like, I'm aware that I generated the thought, but at the same time, I'm the one that's perceiving. I'm the perceiver of that. But even beyond that, I'm beyond even the perceiver. You know what I'm saying? But you won't truly understand what I mean by I'm beyond even the perceiver until you have a first-hand experience yourself of what God is within yourself by going into yourself in meditation, quiet meditation. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm going to get into a certain technique that you could do. You could do a technique called japa, or a repetition of like a mantra, a repetition, or single pointed focus and concentration in your mind. Meaning, meaning like this. if you want to know everything about a thing, all you need to do is simply concentrate upon that thing for a long period of time and keep that thing in your mind and try to keep only that thing in your mind and concentrate upon it. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, what you'll find is that all the knowledge and information about that thing will be revealed to you through your mind, because you must understand that you are beyond the mind, you are beyond the body, you are God. Therefore, all things are given to you. All things are, you know what I'm saying, all things are within you already. You simply just must have the patience with yourself to be able to sit with yourself and to concentrate upon that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a technique you can use, to simply sit and to concentrate upon the self, concentrate upon a certain thing. Think about a certain thing that makes you happy. Something that gives you a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure, a lot of happiness, right? Fulfillment in life. You know what I'm saying? And then concentrate only upon that. Try to only keep that in your mind for at least like 30 minutes, an hour. You know what I'm saying? You may not be able to. If you can't do it for 30 minutes, do it for 15. If you can't do it for 15, do it for 5. You know what I'm saying? But just keep that only that thing in your mind. And then after that, try to maintain your awareness of not only that, but also of the perceiver of that thing. You know what I'm saying? What is it that is perceiving that? You know what I mean? And then eventually you'll find that your mind will go quiet. And then if you can simply sit with your quiet mind for a long extended period of time, then you will enter into a state called Samadhi. Samadhi, where you transcend the knower, the known, and the perceiver. You know what I'm saying? Like you transcend knowing, the known, and the knower. You transcend these aspects of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You go beyond that. You go beyond just, oh, I'm the perceiver. You go beyond, oh, this is what's being perceived. You go beyond, oh, this is what I am perceiving. You know what I'm saying? You go beyond those things within yourself. And you realize who and what you truly are. You realize God. And all of this comes through simply sitting in the silence of yourself. Because God, there's no way to truly know God until you quiet the mind, until you simply sit, quiet the mind, and to, you know what I'm saying, have the patience with yourself to allow God to come to you and allow yourself to realize what that truly means. You know what I'm saying? Because people can talk all day, every day about God and about the spiritual, about mythology and all the different type of stuff. But the true realization only happens in the quiet, in the solitude of your own self, of your own mind, and being in your own space of just it. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term. But that's all I got for y'all right now, man. J Ben's the light to a hoodie job. And I'm out of here, man. J Ben's the light in nature. Peep this view. This shit crazy. This shit fire though. Peace to the gods on earth.